Hello guys and welcome to another video from Dota. Today I'm bringing you Meepo replay as always, and this is a replay that was played on my Smurf, so it's a little bit lower MMR. I currently can't queue ranked on my Smurf, so I'm kind of guessing it's very high skill on Dota buff, so I assume it's like over 3.5. If that matters to you, I just want to clarify that so people don't criticize I'm playing against noobs, because I'm not. These people aren't new to the game by any stretch of the imagination. So this was played on my Smurf. I usually just play my Smurf for warm-up games, so of course I just warm up with Meepo, so I don't you know ruin my MMR by playing like a first game of the day on my main account. And I would recommend that actually if you're serious about climbing MMR or serious about just keeping your main account where you want it to be in terms of skill level. Of course, warming up on an alternate account is a pretty good idea. So I'm going to pick Meepo. Of course, I pick Meepo because the old pick in normal is not the same as all pick in ranked. So I just pick him third before the timer expires, so the enemy team can counter pick me. Fortunately, they don't. But the reason I'm bringing you this replay, guys, is because I actually take Meepo mid, and this is something I rarely ever do. Especially since the change to his ultimate, which now allows you to level it at level 3. So I ask my team to pull me, and they do, which is very kind of them. They pull me 3 tangos instead of 2. So I'm able to go the Ring of Basilisk and 2 branches. This is hopefully going to help me last it a lot better than I would be able to otherwise. I'm probably going to be mid versus Invoker, most likely. I doubt it would be Rubik. So mid Invoker, if he goes Exort, it's going to be pretty difficult for me to last it. If he goes Quas, for at least the first couple of levels, it's definitely not going to be as hard as it would be if he goes Exort. But I asked my team here for the top rune. It's very important that I get levels and farm as quickly as possible on a mid Meepo. Very important that I get level 3 to secure my lane dominance in mid. Usually you want the bounty on Meepo anyway, but it's very important if you're going to take him mid. Sanking is going to go on one of our guys bottom. I think he's going on, yeah, Nyx, and he just picks him up. I'm going to keep this on player perspective. My previous video I took it off player perspective a little bit, but I'm going to keep this on player perspective. So yeah, just trying to last it here in the lane. My CS is not going to be good at all, because he has gone the Exalt build, and on top of that has a null talisman, so he has quite a considerable amount of damage. My damage isn't that bad. I have the Bassi and the 2 branches, so I should be able to get a few last hits. I'm currently only on 1. This is going to be rough for me, but I'm not too worried. One of the biggest advantages to taking Meepo mid is, of course, that you are not reliant on any other players in the game. Well, you kind of are if you need them to gank, but there's no way that in pub games, sometimes when you go safe lane, your allies can sap XP, or maybe they don't know how to support properly. Maybe you're tri-laning. You're going to get really under-leveled quite quickly if your friendly players are sitting in the lane sapping XP. So I guess the mid Meepo is a lot more reliable at lower MMRs, because at lower MMRs people don't know how to support and they're going to sit in the lane and sap XP. So this ensures that they don't. You get the full XP, and XP is very important on Meepo. Of course farm is as well. The earlier you get more Meepos, the faster you can accelerate your farm. So I'm going to take quite a few tower shots and quite a bit of damage there on my main Meepo, but I'm not too concerned. I now have level 3, the rune's going to spawn in about 15 seconds. And I have the second Meepo. I blocked off Invoker there so we couldn't pursue the first Meepo with the second Meepo, and now I feel pretty safe in this lane. If I level net as soon as I hit level 4, the chance of Invoker being able to kill one Meepo is very low, because of course I can defend one Meepo with the other one. He is laying down some really nice harass on my main Meepo here. I'm not doing a very good job of keeping it away from harass range, and that's something I could definitely do. Again, I'm not used to playing mid Meepo. It's definitely out of my comfort zone, but this style of Meepo I think is really nice, because I play very aggressive this game, and I think it can work, especially against their team. They have a team that can definitely win late game versus Meepo, so it's sometimes very important to be able to adapt your Meepo playstyle to go hyper aggressive. So I'm going to grab this haste rune. Unfortunately, my main Meepo with the haste rune is quite low. My second Meepo is sitting mid to ensure that I'm not losing out on XP. And this is one of the nice things about Meepo mid, guys, is if you're going to gank with the first Meepo, maybe you get haste rune like here, you can keep the second Meepo mid and get XP. But I'm going to go on Sanking here, going to land a net. He does stun both Meepos and Sandstorms, but the net did reveal him. Going to do a poof directly on top of him and withdraw the first Meepo out. Nyx does get the stun, and it takes SK out of his invis, and he gets the last hit there. So even though I take a considerable amount of damage getting that Nyx kill, I am helping bottom lane a lot. Not the Nyx kill, getting the Sand King kill, I'm helping bottom lane a lot. Voka does try to Sunstrike and it's just off target, very nearly gets it. It's kind of unusual that you'll see Exalt Invoker. I don't think it's that good. I still don't think it's that good. Most good Invokers, at least in my experience, go Quaswax. So I'm again obviously not used to the Sunstrike build. It's been like about a year since I've been used to Exalt Invoker. So this is a new experience, not a new experience, but it's unfamiliar experience for me. One mistake I do make is buying boots before Bottle. I think Bottle on Meepo mid is it's really strong because you can rune control so nicely and you can get both runes if you play it right. So I do decide to go for the bottle, but it's going to be late. It obviously helps you stay in the lane. Rubik is going to pick up this invis, which is quite unfortunate for me. Good rune control there from Rubik. But Earthshaker's coming mid now, which is good for me. They haven't spotted him out. And I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna play a little bit passive. I'm gonna regen the first Meepo, the second Meepo before we go on this Invoker. I do know that Rubik is invis, so I'm pretty sure he's in this lane. With Earthshaker there to back me up though. Here he is, he just uncloaked from invis and he's going to lift me into a cold snap. I'm going to get a really nice double net into a Fissure. I'm going to poof the second Meepo in. The Sunstrike is going to land on the second Meepo, but it will not catch the first. I'm going to do a poof right on top of Rubik and I do pick up that last hit. Ice Wall there, very nice Ice Wall there, dropped by Invoker, ensuring that we cannot get the second kill, which we could have because I had a net of cooler. But there, it's a really nice goal to me and gets me a level. I do take a lot of damage in the process, but Earthshaker picks up an assist, I pick up a kill, my bottle's on the way on the courier. And yeah, I'm going to be able to stay in this lane because you can obviously bottle the other Meepo if you control click the bottle on while clicking one of your Meepos, so you can bottle each Meepo to keep them nice and topped up, and I'm going to demonstrate that here. You see I'm bottling both of them. I actually overlap a bottle on my bottle charge on my first Meepo there. The Fissure and the net are going to miss, but he has blocked off, the Fissure does block off his escape route. I'm going to land the first net and both the poofs go down on the Invoker and I pick up the last hit on the Invoker there. So 2 nice kills from me. Playing quite aggressive. My support's playing really well actually. Well, maybe not Cottle. Cottle was there, but this Cottle does play very greedy this game. He jungles a lot. So with Cottle spamming the jungle, you're going to see a lot more of an aggressive laning playstyle with this Meepo, and that's why I wanted to bring this to you. It's very fun actually. I really enjoyed this game. And it's definitely a viable playstyle at most levels. Maybe not at the higher levels. Maybe if you're over 4.5, maybe if you're getting towards 5k MMR, this kind of playstyle on Meepo is a little bit very difficult to execute for those very good players, but I think it's definitely viable at a lot of levels and very fun. So of course I get top rune, like I was saying before, I get both runes. I get top rune, get the bounty, bottle my Meepo up, both full mana. Poof bottom, get the bottom rune, and the illusion. So I of course have all my Meepos topped up. I'm gonna catch out Phantom Lancer here. He does doppelgang away, but I know which is the primary Phantom Lancer. The second net does land. I'm gonna do a double poof on top of Phantom Lancer. He's gonna get pretty low, but Sankey is gonna come in and secure the stun. The Sunstrike does land, but it's absorbed by the illusions and the other Meepos, and Nyx Assassin there with Vendetta picked up the Phantom Lancer kill. Nyx Assassin maybe wouldn't have had level 6 back there if I hadn't helped him out in the lane, so you can see, even though I'm focusing a lot less on farming, I did help Nyx Assassin, and he's doing a lot better because of that help. So it's really powerful to be able to help on Meepo. Meepo is very strong with levels, as you've seen. Like I had Bassi and Boots, Brown Boots, and I was able to, you know, gank and fully kill a support, which is really strong. So I've got this illusion rune. I'm going to see if I can maybe bait out them going on the illusions, because you can poof to the illusions. If you didn't know this, guys, you can poof to Meepo illusions. And Meepo illusions are some of the best illusions in the game, because people always, well, especially, again, I always say this at lower levels, but if people aren't ready or not used to playing against Meepo, they will react very aggressively to Meepo illusions because they think their Meepo is out of position. Invoker there didn't. He gave it a click. He saw me get the illusion bottom, so he's pretty sure it was an illusion. But yeah, I'm going to send the second Meepo back, regen it up, and I'm just going to sit around mid getting some XP. So I'm currently at level 8. I think I'm the highest level in the game. Yeah, drawing with Invoker, which isn't that great, but the Fisher is going to be really nice. It catches off Invoker really hard. The Sunstrike is going to land, but it's absorbed by 2 Meepos. The poofs go down, and Invoker's just dead. Random dust there popped by Earthshaker there, but that's fine. Rubik is going to come in, but he's a bit too late. The Fisher does land, but I decide to not pursue this. More Radiant TPs could sign my death, so I'm not going to do that. So Phantom Lancer makes a very strange TP. You don't want really to be TPing like this on a hard carry, and this is not good. He does get hit by the Fisher, but my net is off target, so I do not manage to pick him up. The bottom rune is taken, so I'm going to have to send this Meepo back. Our courier does get picked up as well. I think it was still walking, which is not good. Sunstrike is off target, obviously there on Earthshaker in the background. I'm going to TP back one of my Meepos to regen, because I want to keep my Meepos topped up. Obviously that's the one with the bottle, so he's going to be able to bottle the second Meepo when he poofs back in. So the bottle is really nice on Meepo. It's even really nice on a safe lane Meepo. Obviously you're seeing, hopefully you've seen the strengths of the bottle on Meepo, and it's very viable. Never let anyone say that bottle is stupid on Meepo, because it allows you to keep them topped up. And with Tranquil Boots being completely unviable on Meepo, if there's one thing you want to take away from this video, do not go Tranquil Boots on Meepo. It's very bad in my opinion. I just think even objectively it's very bad on Meepo, because of the 0 stat share until you pick up the Aghanims and the way it interacts with damage now. And the bottle makes up for that. You can go Treads, Bottle, the Bassi, and you're able to keep your Meepos nice and topped up. So I'm going to look for a gank here on Phantom Lancer. In hindsight, I do hang around at the bottom lane a bit too long. I should be jungling now, and I do decide to in a minute to go and jungle. I'm going to keep the second, even though I'm ganking, I'm going to keep the second Meepo in the mid lane. I don't want to keep both my Meepos out of a lane. I want to make sure one of them is still generating XP and a slight bit of farm. They are maybe going to pick up this Phantom Lancer. Vendetta does pick up Phantom Lancer, so Phantom Lancer is having a very bad game here. Rubik is very mobile around the map, but is playing quite well in that respect, but he's abandoned his Phantom Lancer in the bottom lane, which is not good for them. So yeah, obviously you can see over here on the map, Kotl is jungling very hard. So I'm 3-0-2, which is quite unheard of for me. With Meepo, I never really get this many kills unless the enemy offlane is feeding. No one's really feeding. I'm just roaming around the map picking up good kills. You know, it's 5-6. It's been quite an aggressive game so far. But now I've got my point booster. I have my third Meepo. I'm level 10 now, and I think I'm going to start hardcore jungling. So I notice the camps are about to respawn. Very important thing for you to do as well to get better at the game is to check the clock every now and then, and I do see that the camps are going to respawn, so we're going to come out of vision range of the camp so I don't block it. I'm going to gank top of my first Meepo and send number 2 and 3 into the camp. I'm going to get a nice net here on Slardar. Second net goes down. I'm going to get a couple of poofs down, but the Fade Bolt does land, and I'm not doing anywhere near enough damage on the Slardar. With the Stout Shield and the armor he has, he's not taking any damage at all. I do poof the Meepos in to try and get Rubik. With the Fade Bolt, I'm just not killing anyone. All my damage was in poofs. He had a max Fade Bolt there because he's been doing very well around the map. As you can see, he is level 9, so a max Fade Bolt. If I can see this for you guys, and a max Fade Bolt reduces each Meepo's damage by 32. This is considerable on each Meepo. If you think I only have 69 damage, we reduced that by 32. That is 37 damage. So 37 damage reduced by armor. It's not a lot of damage at all, and you can see there, Slardar, I'm pretty sure had a start. He has a Vanguard, so he just wasn't taking damage. So very good. Very bad by me, actually. I should have noticed that. I should have. Hang on, I'm not doing any damage to Slardar. I should probably not go on Rubik. But I do decide to go on Rubik. We do pick him up. My level 9 Rubik goes down, but I die for that, which is pretty stupid. Again, you can see me playing very aggressive. I TP to the lane. And that player made top wasn't necessarily a bad play. The bad play was not backing off when I noticed I was Fade Bolted and not doing any damage. So if the Fade Bolt wasn't max level, if if Rubik was under-leveled, which he should, if he was playing really hard support, he wouldn't be level 9 at all. So that would have been a decent play. So again, it's an aggressive play. So I TP top, poof out the lane. I'm pretty confident Slider can't kill me solo, and I'm just gonna keep jungling. Again, Kottle's jungling very hard, but he's out of mana now, so I can pick up as much farm in the jungle as I want. I do notice that Rubik picks up the rune. Again, he's been very mobile around the map, but his team is suffering from that because he's not protecting Phantom Lancer. But I'm gonna get some farm in the mid lane here. Again, I'm grouping my Meepos together because I can't really split them because of how hard Juggernaut and Kotl are jungling. So you're going to see me doing very strange things, but I'm adapting to the way the game is being played, and that's very important on Meepo, is that you adapt. I think someone on my previous video asked me if you should avoid fights when you're close to your Aghanims or go for fights. And I think it's judgment. You need to be able to judge things. I mean, if you're new to the game, obviously game sense is one of those things you just generate with playing a lot of games. And Meepo requires a lot of game sense to be good at him. Game sense is very underrated. With Meepo, it's not how quickly you click or how well you can micro. It's your game sense and rotating and farming and split farming and map awareness. They are the big things with Meepo. So again, top tower is being taken really hard. There's Forge Spirits there. There's way too much damage on the field in the top lane. So contesting that is an absolute no-go. But instead we get mid, which is a much more important tier 1 tower. The most important tier 1 tower in the game is mid. So if you have the chance, always take that. Don't commit too hard to it though, because it is quite a dangerous tower to take. We do take mid, and we have all our heroes bottom apart from Kotl. Again, he's just farming, which is peculiar. They do TP in everyone here, so this is pretty risky for us. I do check out our net, it does catch out Slardar, and it does reveal that Orange is TPing in as well, so we decide to back off here. Juggernaut is going to get caught out, but I'm going to maybe chuck a few defensive nets. I chuck a couple, but they're obviously not going to go through the match community off spin. Doppelganger does go down. Fisher does cut off my Meepos, but I do a nice poof to get them away from the Fisher. Slardar gets very, very low, and he's not going to go down. Triple poof on top of Phantom Lancer. I'm Fade Bolted again, and the armor of Phantom Lancer just reducing that damage. So Fade Bolt has lost me 3 kills this game. It's been very, very effective. But yeah, I do manage to retreat there. We do lose 2 people. We lose Earthshaker and Juggernaut, which is pretty bad for us. But again, they do commit everyone bottom to do this. Annoying game for me because there's been so many kills which I should have been getting, but the max Fade Bolt has just nerfed any potential to get kills. It's very, very potent versus Meepo in the early levels. So they're going to maybe push this tower out. They don't want to commit to it too much. My Meepos are going to regen, and I'm going to poof them back into the lane to clear this wave completely. So the anti-push of Meepo is very strong as well if you have the chance. I'm going to defend this bottom tower. So we have the mid tower now, which gives us some bit more map control. Our warding is bad. Kotl is not buying wards, and Earthshaker is just going straight for his blink. So we're completely blind at the moment, but I'm just roaming around the map. I feel pretty strong as a hero right now. I'm pretty close to my Aghanims, but 16 minutes is definitely late to be getting an Aghanims. It's going to be about 17, 18 minutes, so it's definitely going to be a late Aghanims, and I am paying for my aggression. My team is winning because of my aggression. My mobility around the map and the kills we got on Invoker were very important for us to win the game. So I'm noticing how close I am to my Aghanims, I'm gonna take a back seat from all the fighting and just do a little bit of farming. Phantom Lancer are doing a very weird play here. This is definitely the main one because it hasn't expired. Illusions don't last that long. And yeah, he's just gonna doppelganger out. I can't really catch him. Very strange play for him to make. He doesn't really have any space on the map because of how many times we've killed him. And if he can't see me, then he's always going to be a bit scared of where I am because I've played so aggressive. So again, a strength of the aggression. Kotl is going to be farming this stack, but I notice it. And because I'm so close to my Aghanims, it's much more important for me to get my Aghanims. Very selfish of me to do, but again, sometimes in pub games, you have to do what you have to do to win. It may be seen as rude to just poof down his camp, but it is much more advantageous for me to just get a very quick Magnums as quickly as possible. So I do pick up the Ags at 17 minutes 30 seconds, which is not a quick Aghanims at all. You really want it around 12 to 14 minutes if you've been farming really well. 17:30 is definitely a fine time though, for if you're kind of new to Meepo, or just new to kind of Dota or just farming in general. 17:30 is it's fine. You're going to be okay with that timing. So I do pick it up. I have Treads, Bottle, Bassi, and Aghanims, so I have some pretty decent net worth. I'm the highest level in the game currently. We do lose our bottom tower, but Invoker is going to pay for this. Nyx is doing exceptionally well in this game, and that is in part of, as again, I don't want to say that I'm the best people in the world, but of course, you know, I did help in bottom. I'm not trying to say that I'm this incredible player and this game is entirely down to me, but again, the aggression has secured Nyx's bottom lane, and he is really doing well by that. He's playing well off of the advantage. Juggernaut is going to pursue out Sand King, but Sand King does have a blink now. A couple of nets go down on Rubik. Fade Bolt was used, I notice it now, so I'm going to just stack Poof on this Rubik and get my revenge for all the kills he's denied me. We're going to secure this bottom tower as well. We do manage to pick up Sand King and Rubik there and a bottom tower, so a huge win for us. 4-1-3 is the score on me at the moment, level 14. Just completely annihilate that wave. This Cottle is very greedy, he just wants all the farm, but I'm denying him that. It's much more important for me to get the farm than Cottle. That's just the way the game works. Meepo very farm dependent. So with us being in their jungle, I'm going to use the space and use their jungle. I'm very confident with them being down and Phantom Lancer being down as well. They're respawning, so I feel safe in their jungle. We also have vision on the bottom lane now. I see Slardar TP in, so I'm going to decide to back off. Slardar and Invoker, a lot of minus armor with the Exalt Invoker, Forge Spirits, and the Amplify damage can definitely focus down one Meepo and take them during a stun duration. So I'm pretty close to Magnums here. Juggernaut does decide that we should do Roshan. This is a pretty decent idea. He does smoke us in. Usually, doing Roshan with 4 Meepos is pretty risky because your damage is actually quite a lot lower than with 5. But with the Healing Ward and a Mask of Madness Juggernaut who's level 11, I feel pretty confident that we can take this. We do get scouted out by the Sunstrike, but I still feel pretty confident. It's a bit of a risk. I feel pretty confident we can take this. I do pick up the Aegis, and I do pick up Nyx Assassin. They're playing a bit aggressive here. A couple of really nice nets do pin down Rubik and Slardar from initiating on us, and we decide we could have maybe taken that fight, but we decide to back off a little bit there. Don't want to lose that Aegis immediately. We want to make good use of this Aegis. So seeing them retreating to their jungle there, I do send 2 Meepos there to poof up the camp. If those 2 Meepos died, I would respawn back where the first Meepo is, so I wouldn't lose a second life. I would only lose the Aegis. So you know, risky play there, but worth it in the end. So I'm going to pick up my blink now. We did manage to get Roshan. I did get the last hit on Roshan, so I do have blink now. So I blink Aghanims 20 minutes, decent timing. And I'm feeling pretty good about this game so far. The aggression has definitely paid off. One of the biggest advantages to playing very aggressive with Meepo is that you're not sapping a lot of farm off the map. You're sapping your lane, but mid is always going to be your lane anyway. It's only really for one hero in the laning stage. And I didn't jungle so hard. I am going to go on this Phantom Lancer here. He has pretty much his whole team here. Rubik is going to land a spin, but I'm going to retreat out the first Meepo, which is really nice. My other Meepos are really low though, and I don't want to get Sand King stunned again, so I'm going to poof them straight back out. With the retreat, the exit poofs do pick up Rubik and Juggernaut there, picking up Sand King, so really nice play. They don't quite focus down one Meepo well enough, and I take advantage of that and get them all out, retaining the Aegis for the Immortal. So really nice play. Bad play by them in that engagement. Phantom Lancer did retreat out, and the rest of the, Sand King and Rubik decided to stay. So Phantom Lancer does rotate top to get some farm. He just really wants farm by this point. And obviously with the aggression, blinking high ground, making him doppelgang, making him retreat, I'm really hindering his farm. So I'm very much ahead of him in net worth. If we look at the net worth here, Phantom Lancer is not doing well at all. I'm currently ahead of everyone in net worth, but Juggernaut on my team is behind me. Then you have Invoker. Invoker just took over Juggernaut, but Invoker is not going to make much use of that farm at this point. He needs a couple more items to be really scary. And even then, he's not scary to a Meepo, to be honest, unless he has crazy levels in Deafening Blast with the disarm. It's very strong on Meepo. So I'm going to go Vlad's here, and a lot of people kind of criticize how often I go Vlad's, but in this game especially, it's incredibly useful. I need armor. I desperately need armor. Most of their dangerous damage is physical. Of course, they have Sand King, but I'm more worried about the amp damage, the Forge Spirits focusing down on Meepo, so I want armor. So I'm going to be going a bit of an unorthodox build here. I'm going to go Vlad's and E-Blade, have loads of damage, have the lifesteal, and have loads of armor. There is a fight going on here. But I'll say I was microing my Meepo's top. I did notice it on the map. A lot of the way you'll see me play is I don't camera pan to a fight. I'll kind of notice it on the map, and obviously I knew that wasn't going very well, so I didn't decide to go on that fight bot. So I'm just gonna look to push out this top lane. My thought processing is here is the Aegis is kind of going to expire soon. It's only lasts 5 minutes, so it has a 1 to 2 minutes left on it. If we don't take a fight soon, I'm not going to make good use of it, so I'm kind of wanting to trade it for this top tower. And the way I would do that is keep my first Meepo in the jungle and send all my other Meepos and just A-move the tower. That's kind of what I'm aiming to do here. I do see Invoker, and I can't see the rest of his team, so if they're all there, they just take the Meepos out without losing the tower. So I'm kind of going to play the patient game, knowing I still have a few minutes about a minute or two left on the Aegis, maybe a minute and a half now. One of the big improvements I need to make as a player, and maybe you do too, maybe I don't obviously know your play personally, but maybe you do need to make this improvement too, is to time the Roshan. You can always, if you time the Roshan, then you know how long your Aegis is going has till it expires. Has till it expires, and then you know when the next Roshan is about going to respawn. So timing Roshan is still very important, even with the randomization of the Rosh timer. So I'm gonna do what I said before. I'm gonna A move on this tower. I do decide to do some poofs maybe to clear out the Forge Spirits, but they do TP in some players here. I don't see that. Yules is going to get dropped on one of the Meepos, and I play very greedy. I poof in my first Meepo instead of keeping him in the jungle like I said I would. I try and pick up a kill on Invoker. I do manage to pick up the kill on Rubik, but the rest of their team is here to engage. Nyx is going to abandon me here, and the Sand King ultimate is just going to pick up one of them because I did chuck out some nets. I tried to retreat the Meepo, but he's cold snapped. Nyx does bail on me there. The rest of my team is bottom. That was mainly my misplay. I was close to killing Invoker and Rubik, but the blink stun from Sand King and Slardar pretty much nerfed my ability to deal much damage. So obviously AoE stuns very strong versus Meepo, especially when I overcommit like that. So what I should have done is what I said before: trade the Meepos for the tower, keep my first Meepo in the jungle so they all respawn back at the first Meepo, so I don't lose 2 lives, I only lose Aegis. I should have done that, but we did manage to pick up the tower. I create space for my team, pick up Rubik, and in turn, Sand King makes a misplay bottom, and they pick him up as well. So 6-2-4 score on me, not exceptional, but I picked up some core kills, and again, I have allowed my team, the net worth is much more distributed among my team, as opposed to being entirely on me. Juggernaut has got items and levels, and that is mainly because of the way I've played this game. I could have gone full greed mode and just hardcore jungled and stolen all the safe lane farm, but he got more. They are going to make an engagement here bottom, and they are going to trade 2 for 2. Phantom Lads are there picking up a double kill, so that gets him back in the game a little bit there, maybe getting close to his defusal now, which is an absolute core item. I do tell Kotl to recall me, but before he does that, I'm going to poof in my Meepos here, which is a really nice play actually. I was yelling at me, I was like, recall me, because I thought they were going to go on him. Poof my Meepos in there, pick up Rubik. Slardar is going to decide to go on me here, but it's not going to do enough damage. His team isn't there to respond to him. I'm going to check out a spam of nets and pick up Phantom Lancer as well, so a triple kill for me there. Cross the map, triple kill, really nice. So what I did there, just to deconstruct that fight. Oh, there's another fight going on. They're picking up Sand King here. The Carapace is going to stun out Sand King, and I noticed that. Blink in and take the kill. Ultra kill for me. Really nice play. So just to deconstruct that while I have a second. Kotl was getting gone on, and I thought they were going to dive him because they can. So I was like, recall my first Meepo, because I can take the fight. I wasn't quite close enough to run towards where he was. So recalling the first Meepo, which he did, would have allowed me to get all my Meepos there and defend him. But they decided to go into the river. He recalls the first one, but before he does that, I noticed Rubik that I poofed them all to the first Meepo before I'm recalled, and we do pick up triple kill there. Evoker here going to be a bit out of position. My nets do reveal him. I just spammed my nets into the same position while taking the tower, securing my team a kill there on a very important hero. Nets do reveal, and that's very strong interaction with the nets. I'm kind of feeling that Roshan's going to respawn soon. I didn't time it the first time. I do time it the second time. Obviously, you see that clock there. Many people don't know how to read that clock, but I think each of the little it acts like a normal clock, but instead of hours, it's obviously minutes, and the lit up part shows the duration, the max duration of the Roshan. So I get an invis here on my first Meepo, but one of my Meepos is exceptionally low. So I'm gonna retreat that Meepo out, send my other Meepos to the jungle, and I'm gonna inform my team that one of my Meepos is low and I can't farm. I can't fight, I mean. It's very important that you inform your team of how low some of your Meepos are, because maybe they haven't noticed, maybe they've only seen the first one and they think you're ready to fight when you're actually not. So I do ping out the health of my fourth Meepo. I'm gonna regen all my Meepos now, keep them nice and topped up, while farming the jungle with one of my other Meepos. And I'm going to go Cypher Bites here, just to be able to blink on top of Slardar and Sanking before they can stun me. I'm going to go very aggressive here. Your Scepter is dropped on Evoker there, but I do pick him up with a couple of poofs. A Veil, SKL is going to come in, it's going to do exceptional damage, but a defensive Echo Slam from Urshiga, blinking, Fisher, disables Rubik, takes him down. I retreat out the low Meepo and send in all the others. We're going to get 5-0 here, really nice play. That looks very bad. My Sand King dropped on top of us with a Veil ult, did a lot of damage, but a defensive Echo Slam and Fisher caught out Rubik, who was out of position, who was tunnel visioning a bit, and they didn't get any counter stuns, so we just wiped them. I withdrew, I didn't panic, drew out the Meepo that was low, and we wiped them. We're going to get mid-racks here straight off the bat, with the Vlads and Agi-Treads and just Juggernaut. We're doing a lot of damage. You can see each of my Meepos is clicking for around 150 damage, so a lot of damage is being dealt. And this is one of the nice things with obviously going the Vlads, you do a lot of damage on each Meepo. And we're just going to pick up 2 racks straight off the bat there, because they did pop the glyph on a tier 2 there, which is a bit of a waste of them. Meepo anyway, yeah. I mean, maybe he thinks Meepo's OP. I don't think Meepo's OP, I think Meepo's kind of pub broken, but a lot of heroes are pub broken. Pub broken doesn't mean OP. So he's probably not very happy there, but if Rubik was to analyze this game back, one of the biggest mistakes he made was not protecting Phantom Lancer, because Phantom Lancer can deal with Meepo quite well. Even though the poofs are very good at clearing illusions, the illusion generation rate of Phantom Lancer is far too much for Meepo to deal with on his own. Echo Slam obviously going to help, but a well played Phantom Lancer can definitely beat Meepo late game. So here I'm going to go for the Ether Blade, the E Blade, for the armor and the damage. I just want physical damage at this point. So I'm going to get Roshan now. I don't have space for it. I'm going to take it for my team. I'm dealing a hell of a lot of damage. Dealing around 170 damage on each hero, on each Meepo right now. So I'm going to tell Juggernaut to pick up this Aegis. I do have enough for my Ghost Scepter now. The cost of Ghost Scepter reduced at 6.84. Really nice for supports. And I'm just going to pick up E-Blade now. E-Blade gives you exceptional amounts of damage, and it gives you a little bit of sprinkling of stats as well. It gives you 10 stats of strength and int. So the 10 strength is nice. I do tell Cottle right now to recall me, but he's not paying attention. It does just get picked up. The gem there on dropped on Cottle, and Phantom is going to kind of be delayed trying to pick up that gem, and he's going to pay for it dearly. Drops the Slouch Shield. I blink in, drop the Hex on him, and just pick him up very quickly during that Hex duration. So the gems that I can't really pick it up, but I'm not too bothered about picking up the gem. I'm going to go Boots of Travel now. I feel like the game's pretty much over at this point. The hyper aggression of the early game has really secured us the win, and their inability to react to it quite well enough has definitely been in our favour. So you can see with the E-Blade, I'm just doing ridiculous amounts of right click. The tower drops in seconds. The Vlads, the E-Blades, obviously, just a lot of damage. A lot of armor as well. You can see here I have, oh, it doesn't display it. Oh, it does. 61% physical resistance was a lot of armor, and even with an amp damage and forward spirits, I'm still going to have positive armor. I don't want to be getting into negative armor. So I'm going to go to their fountain here just to pick my boots of travel, and I do poof in the rest of the Meepos there to absorb the the Omni Slash, and Fruity there just drops instantly with a Hex, and my right clicks, he just drops so quickly. So here we win the game, guys. I know it's a bit of a short one, maybe not the most entertaining replay, but I wanted to bring it to you mostly because of the different playstyle I adopted. Here I'm diving the fountain. I do a bit of redirecting. You can see my mouse cursor is going a bit crazy. I do redirect the fountain aggro. You can do that the same way you redirect tower aggro. And we're just going to pick up some funny kills here. We've pretty much won the game. Fountain is going to drop before I can pick up Invoker, and GG for us, win for us. And thank you for watching, guys. I know it was quite, it's not a short video, obviously, because all my Meepo replays are pretty long. It's a bit of a short game as Dota 2 games go. Maybe it wasn't the most entertaining, but again, hopefully you saw here that an aggressive playstyle, a mid Meepo, is very viable at most levels, and it's very fun as well, and it's definitely something you should adapt to if you want to be versatile on Meepo. Sometimes your team's going to need that space, sometimes your team's going to need the jungle, and you could see here, instead of me having everything, Juggernaut was able to acquire quite a few items. In fact, my team, the whole net worth across my team was very even, and this is very important in Dota, that you don't sap up everything on Meepo. It's very easy to take everything on Meepo. So thanks for watching, guys. Do make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this replay. It obviously just helps the channel if you subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.